Now we are going to discuss about K2 FM2 question paper December 2018 part B problems. So I am going to read the problem. A trapezoidal channel with the side slope of 2 horizontal is to 1 vertical has to be designed to carry 15 meter cube per second at a slope of 1 by 5000. So determine the dimensions of the efficient section. Manning's coefficient is 0.014 is given. So here write down the given data. What are the given data? Given data is channel. What type of channel? It is a trapezoidal channel. They have given the side slope 1 vertical, 2 horizontal, 1 vertical, 2 horizontal. Q is given 15 meter cube per second and bed slope is given 1 divided by 5000 and Manning's coefficient n is equal to 0.014. You can also represent in terms of small n, whatever it is, you can write it. Capital N or small n 0.014. What you have to find? You have to design most efficient section. That is, you have to find the dimensions of the channel. That is width and depth of the channel. What is the condition for most efficient section of a trapezoidal channel? What is the condition for the most economical trapezoidal channel? It is b plus 2nd divided by 2 is equal to d into root of n square plus 1. That is, half of top width should be equal to length of the side slope. So this is the channel. This top width, half of this top width b plus 2nd divided by 2 should be equal to the length of the side slope. Clear? Or that is hydraulic mean depth is equal to d by 2, area is equal to b plus nd into d. Or you can write it in terms of y also, you can write it. Whatever you want, you can write it. So what is the solution? What is the solution? We are in need to find out the dimensions. So if it is a dimension, you must know what is the area. So how to find out the area? We know the general equation, Q is equal to area into velocity. From that you can find out what is the area. So area is equal to b plus nd into d. Here n is, they have given 2. That is 1 vertical, 2 horizontal. So n is equal to 2. We don't know what is y, we don't know what is b. So for finding here, area is unknown value, y is also unknown, b is also unknown. You have to substitute this area value in this equation, Q equation, then only you will get what is the dimensions. We can easily find out what is the dimensions. So for this, you have to use that condition, economic condition, b plus 2nd divided by 2 is equal to d into root of n square plus 1. So after solving, after substituting n is equal to 2 and all, you will get the relation b in terms of d or b in terms of y, you will get the relation. Okay. Take this relation b is equal to 0.47 y and substitute in the area equation. So everything will be in terms of y. Take that and substitute it here, and in terms of y also. Sorry, it's not y, it is a v, velocity. For what is the formula for velocity? 1 by n r raised to 2 by 3 s raised to half. N value, Manning's coefficient is given, r is equal to y by 2, s is given. So here also everything will be in terms of y. Q is a given value. With that we can easily find out what is the value of y. Clear? We know the equation, Q is equal to area into velocity. You have to substitute the value of area. You have to substitute the value of velocity. So write down the equation for area. What is the condition? B plus nd into d. So instead of n, you have to substitute the value. They have given 1 vertical, 2 horizontal. So it will be 2, b plus 2y into y. So here b is also unknown value, y is also unknown value. We have to write it in a same, either in b or in y. We know the condition for the trapezoidal equation, half of the top width should be equal to length of the side slope. So b plus 2nd divided by 2 is equal to d into root of n square plus 1. So finally you will get one relation, width in terms of depth, substitute in this equation. So area will be in terms of depth. So substitute in this equation and you'll get what is the dimensions. Okay. So here area, we got the answer, area is equal to in terms of y square. Find the velocity. What is the velocity? 1 by n, r raised to 2 by 3, s raised to half. In terms of, in r you have to substitute y by 2. That because that is a condition for the most economical section. So substitute 2 and 3 in your discharge equation. You will get what is y value and what is b value. Okay. So finally you have to write down the result. Dimensions for the most economical trapezoidal channel. Width is equal to, depth is equal to. You can also draw one diagram. Okay. The next problem is a rectangular channel 3.5 meter wide is laid on a slope of 0.0005. Calculate the normal depth of flow for a discharge of 5 meter cube per second. You have to take a Manning's constant n is equal to 0.02 they have given. So what you have to do first, we have to write down the given data. So what is the given data? The channel is a rectangular channel and width of the channel is 3.5 meter. Bed slope is equal to 0.0005, Q is equal to 5 meter cube per second and N is equal to 0.02. It is given in the problem. What you have to find? You have to find out the normal depth Yn. What is the formula? Q is equal to area into velocity. Area is equal to, as it is a rectangular channel, area is equal to B into Yn. Velocity is equal to, they have given the Manning's constant, so 1 by n, r raised to 2 by 3, s raised to half, and r is equal to area divided by vector perimeter. Here they didn't mention about what, they didn't give about it is a most economical channel, like that they didn't give. Simply you have to find out what is the normal depth. Okay, so no need to apply the most economical condition and all. Simply write r is equal to area divided by vector perimeter. Area is equal to B into Yn divided by vector perimeter is B plus 2 into Yn. Clear? Clear? When Yn is equal to 2 meter, we got the answer as 1.95. When Yn is equal to 1 meter, we got the answer as 0.73. Our requirement is 1.277, which lies in between these two values. So our next trial value should be in between. You have to assume Yn value in between 1 meter and 2 meter. Okay. So like that you have to assume. Again we are assuming 1.5 meter. We got the answer as 1.3, which is nearly, not nearly, slightly equal to 1.277. We can also again do the trial. 1.4, 1.45, 1.48, like that if you are doing, you will get finally the final value. So the final value for while substituting Yn is equal to 1.48, we got mostly the same number 1.277. So you can take that answer as 1.48. So instead of writing all like this, you can do it easily in the calculator by typing the equation as such, that is 3.5 into A. This is our equation. No, this is our equation. 3.5 into this is the value, this value 1.5, 1.4, 1.45. This is changing, so you can take that as a variable. So 3.5 into A divided by 3.5 plus 2A, the whole power 2 by 3 into A. So you have to press the calculation mode, CALC. So it will display as A question mark. That is, it is asking you which value I have to take it for A. So you can type any number. Just type only the number and press equal to button. Okay. Then it will give you the result. Oh, if then it will give you the result. You have to check that result with your requirement. That is, here our requirement is 1.277. So if it is not equal, again press only the equal to button and press and enter the another number. So again press equal to, you will get one answer. You have to check that value with your requirement. If it is equal, you can stop it. Otherwise you have to go for the next trial. Okay. The next problem is, on what slope should one construct a 3-meter wide rectangular channel so that the critical flow will occur at a normal depth of 1.2 meter. So here you have to find out the slope of a channel. What channel it is? It is a rectangular channel. First you have to write down the given data. Channel is a rectangular channel. Manning's constant is given. Width of the rectangular channel is given. They have given the critical depth 1.2 meter is given. In the problem they have given another data also. What data? So that the critical flow will occur at a normal depth, that is both the depths are equal. Keep it in mind, they have given there is a one rectangular channel. We have to construct this rectangular channel at which slope you have to construct a rectangular channel at which slope so that your critical flow will be equal to your normal depth. Critical depth will be equal to your normal depth of 1 meter. That is both the depths are equal to 1.2 meter. If the condition is like this, what will be the slope? You have to find it out. Okay. So here bed slope you have to find. Again you have to write down the formula. Q is equal to area into velocity. Q velocity in terms of Manning's equation 1 by n r raised to 2 by 3 s raised to half. Q is equal to, that is small q. What is small q? Discharge per unit width. Discharge, that is capital Q divided by per unit width is small b. Clear? So as they have given critical flow and normal depth. So we have written the critical depth condition y3 cube is equal to q square divided by g. Clear? Here we are need to find out the value of bed slope. If we want to find out the value of bed slope, all other values should be known. Is it? So Q, do you know the value of Q? We don't know. Do we know the value of area? We don't know. They have given n value and we don't know what is also R. So first we have to find out what is Q, what is A and what is R. Okay. What is Q? How to find out Q? How to find out Q? We don't know what is Q. But they have given the critical depth as 1.2 meter. So you have to use this formula. Yc cube is equal to q small q square divided by g. With this equation you can find out what is small q. With the small q you can find out what is the capital Q. After finding capital Q, substitute in this equation so that you can find out what is the bed slope. Clear? Have you all understood? Here they have given in the problem normal depth is equal to the critical depth. At that condition, what is the bed slope? What is the bed slope? So they have mentioned it is a critical flow condition. So Yc cube is equal to q square divided by g. This is the condition for critical flow. So with this critical depth, you can find out what is the discharge per unit width. From the discharge per unit width, you can find out what is a capital Q. After finding capital Q, substitute in this equation so that you can easily find out what is the bed slope. Clear? So first use the critical flow condition, that is Yc cube is equal to q square divided by g. From that you can find out what is small q. From the small cube you can find out what is capital Q. Here is the answer. So you have to find out the next one is area and the next one is hydraulic mean depth. So area is equal to breadth into width. Here you have to substitute y is equal to, here y is equal to the critical depth 1.2 because critical depth is equal to normal depth they have given. So here you can take the critical depth 1.2, you will get the answer. The same for R. After finding area and R, substitute in the main equation. Q is equal to area into velocity. From that you can find out what is the bed slope. Clear? The next problem. In a hydraulic jump on a horizontal rectangular channel, the depth and fruit number before the jump are 0.2 meter and 9 meter. Estimate the energy loss and specific energy head at the end of the jump. Okay, this is a rapidly varied flow problem, hydraulic jump, as it is a hydraulic jump. Okay, so first you have to write down the given data. What is the given data? The channel is a rectangular channel, it is given. Before the jump, they have given the depth and fluid number. So before the jump means y1 and f1, it is given 0.2 meter and 9. What you have to find? You have to estimate the energy loss. What is energy loss? EL you have to find, and the specific energy head at the end of the jump, that is E2. So again I am telling, we know y1 and y2. In hydraulic jump also y1 and y2. In specific energy equation also, that is y1 and y2 is there. In hydraulic jump, its name is sequent depth. Here it is alternate depth. You have to be very clear in this sequent depth and alternate depth. Both of them notation is y1 and y2. In specific energy equation, for the alternate depth is energy will be equal. E is equal to E1 is equal to E2. But in the case of hydraulic jump, for y1 you will have E1, for y2 you will have E2. Okay, because this is a channel, this is a jump. Here before the jump your depth, after the jump your depth. So here you will having energy 1, here you will having energy 2. Clear? Energy loss will be there. But in the case of energy equation, you will draw the diagram, specific energy equation curve. So for a particular energy, that is E, you will have E1 and you will have y1 and y2. So for y1 and y2, that is for the alternate depth, the energy will be equal. You have to be very clear in this. Okay, in hydraulic jump, energy will be different for both the depths. But in the case of alternate depth, for both the depth, the energy will be equal. Okay, so here formula EL is equal to y2 minus y1 the whole cube divided by y1, 4 y1 y2. y2 divided by y1 formula 1 by 2 into minus 1 plus square root of 1 plus 8 f1 square. In the denominator it is y1, so you have to take f1. If you are taking y1 by y2, you have to take f2. Okay, energy loss equation EL is equal to E1 minus E2. Clear? So here is the solution. y2 divided by y1 is equal to, write down the formula. They have given y1 and f1. Substitute in this and we will get what is y2. With y2 you can find out what is the energy loss. EL is equal to y2 minus y1 the whole cube divided by 4 y1 y2. You will get the answer. What is our other aim? You have to find out what is the energy at the end. What is the energy at the end representation? E2. E2 is equal to E1 minus EL. So EL we have found it out. What about E1? How to find E1? E1 is equal to, again the specific energy equation, E1 is equal to Y plus V1 square divided by 2G. So with that, after substituting the value, how to find V1? They have given the fluid number F1. V1 divided by root of G into Y1 is equal to F1. With that you can find out what is V1. Substitute in the energy equation, you will get what is E1. Clear? After finding E1, you can find out easily what is E2. E2 is equal to E1 minus EL. You will get the answer. Finally, you have to write down the result. Energy loss is equal to specific energy head at the end of the jump. E2 is equal to. Clear?